And good morning, people. Welcome back to HyperDimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. Last time we finished up in the monster cave, met up with a mysterious goth dressed lady who was looking for the key fragment. Tried to take away Neptune's power, got stopped by Compa, and then pretty much we beat her into the ground because she became weaker because of that. She then ran off, which isn't really a surprise. We had just beaten her. But we need to know what's happening next. We found an enemy disc and we need to know what those are. We need to know what the key fragments are. We need to know where Neptune's memories are. We need to know a lot of things. There's a lot of questions running around, but not that many answers. So let's step back into Planeptune and see what's happening. First things first, let's report on a few quests, such as the Law of the Hero for some healing grass and some credits. Ghost SOS for a detoxing of some credits. And Invasion Stop for some healing grass and some credits. So that's done. And we've also got a new quest for Shampurus. 3 life fragments. Life fragments are revival items. They are very, very nice. Especially because I don't think I've seen a revival skill in my playing of this game yet. So those are going to be quite useful, and I can make them and then buy them at the shop, which I will be doing at some point. So now we've got some information. First up, the cats. Plans to change the items as you can get in a dungeon. Find out what you can get with this. That is for the monster cave. And I believe this one's for the Zika ruins. And finally, the Grant monster. Plan for you that will summon stronger monsters. For the Zika ruins, that is extremely important for me later on in the game to get my levels. Because one thing about this game is the fights in this game are very smooth. The combat system is very, very intuitive, and the fights are generally quick. But that is counterbalanced by how brutal some of the enemies are later, and some of the situations that it puts you in. We'll be seeing multiple boss battles in a row where I have no healing. We'll be having multiple enemies in a row without healing. So me getting levels for those particular situations and having enough items is extremely important. We've also got this wandering girl that's, I would guess, wandering around. So let's talk to her.
It's a nice and warm day again, you. A nice cup of bitter hot tea would hit the spot, you. Hello, can I ask you something? What, new? Is there something you want from Broccoli, new? Oh, your name is Broccoli? You're so cute that I want to call you Puchiko. It's Broccoli, not Puchiko, new. Let's not split pairs, okay? You're terrible at listening, new. Anyway, I want to ask you, Puchiko, how do I get to Planet Tower? I'm supposed to go there, but, I don't know where it is. Well, new, just head down here and you'll see a sign for it, new. Sweet! you. I've got to run now. Bye-bye. I feel like I've met her before, New. Let me think a bit, New. Oh, that's right! That was Nep, New.
Apparently, Broccoli knows Nep. Broccoli, I believe, represents another game company. So, just an NPC representing another game company. This is a gaming world. So, yeah, that's the thing. Battle where a goddess and an evil god seal each other with their weapons. I thought you had lost your memories. Maybe it's just random things popping to the surface. Why would we be scared? Oh, it's a Sky Hyper, so might fall off and fall to who knows where. I think it's a bit too far to jump, Neptune. Why not grow a mustache and jump then? I'm going to assume that's a Mario reference. So welcome to the Basilicum. This is the main hub of the city. It's the... In general, this is the home of the CPU. So Neptune being here is, and not knowing who she is, where she is a bit of a how to put it, I'm not sure, but it's a bit odd. I guess that's the best thing I can think of right now. But what brings us here today? We are wanting to go to Last Station. Last Station is our next point of call for this story. If you notice the name, if you put a P in front of it and then a Y after the first A, you'll get a certain word. And you'll know pretty much what sort of area we're going to next. So we've got to fill out a form, sign over there, and then we can go. IF, Miss Compa and Miss Neptunia. I thought that was Neptune. Neptune and Neptune. Why can no one seem to say her name properly? Yeah, Compa had that issue when we first met her as well. But everyone can say Planeptune, but not Neptune. At least IF can say Neptune's name, even though she's going with Nep. And we can now travel freely to Last Station. Neptune? Yeah, it is you, but you don't know that, so yeah. She hasn't come down from Celestia yet. Well, actually, she has, quite violently. And it looks like all the other CPUs have come down from Celestia as well. Probably gone home to have a break, but between battles in the console war. It's said that the last standing CPU will become a god to rule game industry. Maybe. But anyways, off to last station. And yeah, the people here in that Basilicum don't even remember Neptune, and at least in that form. Au revoir. So we get a name for our mysterious goth-wearing lady, and she's talking to Histoire. Are they related? The name is very, very similar. And apparently she's wanting to know about Neptune, and knows that Histoire has been guiding her. At least as much as possible. And I don't know for certain, but I feel that Arfois was the one that directed the other three ladies of Heart to attack Purple Heart in the startup of the game. And say hello to last station. We are now there. Steampunk sort of city, lots of factories, lots of pipes and stuff. Ruled by CPU Blackheart, Lady Blackheart. Various industries and such and such. And it's the humans that shape the land, not the CPUs. The CPUs are there to protect the world. Remind her of an industrial revolution. But he's not into that sort of thing. Which is probably why she's from Planeptune, not last station. And we need to go to the Basilicum. And there's our way into last station. We do have some more things that can happen in Planeptune, but first we've got some chirpers around. So let's start up. First up, we've got a Hotblooded Merc. All we have to do is grind and use our physical attacks. We'll take it. Weaken enemies. What's this plan? Is this part of my trial to be king? Fortify enemies. So we've got a plan to weaken enemies and to strengthen enemies. And this final plan. A veteran hunter. Particular plan. Most monsters won't prove a challenge. Destroy symbols. I cannot make these plans yet, I believe. But system destroy symbols. I need 3 intelligence boosters. I do not have any. and I'm not going to get them for a while. What Destroy Symbols does is, if you do a successful symbol attack on the dungeon screen against an enemy, if they are low enough level, it will make the monster disappear, basically. You do not get experience, you do not fight them. They just disappear. The downside of it is, obviously, you don't get experience, you don't get items which you might be looking to from certain fights. But the good side is you can get through a fight without fairly quickly without having to worry. Battle, fortify enemies makes enemies stronger. Weaken enemies makes enemies weaker. Fairly simple. Monster Cave item change, I'm going to use that. Add enemies and item change, I'm going to use that, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to create these but then turn them off. Because I actually haven't been to that dungeon yet, I will be going there soon. But I don't want the add enemies because that will remove some enemies and make harder enemies, which I will not be able to defeat. And the item change, I want to get certain items from the initial dungeon first. I am also going to create the life fragment, the netball, and the healing pod now, just so I have them available in the shop. The accessories, I'm going to ignore these for a while. So last station, we could go there, but that will proceed the story. I don't want that just yet. I want to go to the information in Planeptune. We're going to talk to YF first. Plan for an accessory. Now you're one with the residents of the underworld. The underworld ring. Don't know what it does. Not yet. And the 2x Rainbow Man. Who's just a little depressed of being at school. And these question marks. What I'm just about to get is not important for the story, but it's going to help my grinding later. Plutia has been added. Airy Star received. Plutia's memo received. And Pishi has been added. Kids' clothes received. Pishi's sketchbook received. I believe the no, apparently not. They're not I thought they might have been albums, but no, apparently not. So, what have we received there? What we've received are 2 characters. And they're right here, Plutia and Pishi. They're level 1 right now. However, these 2, they are DLC content, are overpowered as heck. Plutia is a... Let's go to her. Let's go to the status. Her strength is fairly low, but at level 1 her intelligence is 312. In contrast, Compa, who is my next nearest magic user, has an intelligence of 225. Yeah, suffice to say, Plutia is a magical powerhouse. She also has a heal, I believe, as a skill, and she does healing abilities later on. Not only that, she is the Iris Heart. She has a CPU form as well. She has the Omega Drive equipment that is specific to her, and it just makes her even more powerful because that's what high drive divinity forms do. Pishi, on the other hand, actually, back to Plutia. Plutia represents the a cancelled project by Sega for what was, I believe, codenamed Pluto for a console. It was based on a Sega Dreamcast with internet access, if I remember correctly. So that's what she represents. Pishi is a physical powerhouse. Her strength is absolutely ridiculous. 300 compared to, that's at level 1, compared to Neptune, who is my highest, I believe, yep, at 253 at level 7. She packs a punch, literally, because she uses gloves as weapons. But she is... It's ridiculous how much damage you can get out of her. Not only that, but just like Plutia, she has a CPU form as well. She is the Yellow Heart, which she has the base core equipment, which increases her physical power just as much. Yeah. In this form, she hits. In her base form, she hits hard. In this form, is just stupid sometimes. PC represents the PC, basically. She actually represents a graphics card, I believe, if I remember what I read correctly, but it's essentially a PC. Yeah, so let's have a look at them. That's their, that's her normal form. And that's her CPU form. Quite a big change, isn't it? And here's Plutia's base form. Pretty innocent, wouldn't you say? Her CPU form is anything but. So that's the two characters. I am going to be trying to avoid using these two in story situations, but I will be using them to help me grind and gain levels. So for bosses and normal story mode things, I'm going to try and use the main characters, but in cases where I'm not doing that sort of thing, Plutia and Pishi will be assisting me in that sort of thing, level up situations, because they are overpowered and they'll just get through my grinding that much quicker. I am going to add them to that though. The partner setup. basically in the middle there used to have a heart. Because Plutia and PC are downloadable content, they don't have any affinity with the characters. But if I said, say, put Neptune and Compa there, they've got 3 and are fairly happy in it being partnered up. And as you can see on the right, there's our special abilities that happen when they have a certain amount of hearts. So for 2 hearts they'll receive a combo skill and one of the abilities, in this case magic damage resist plus, and with 3 hearts they'll have the second one, which is required SP reduced. All of them have different heart thresholds. I actually think if I get 1 heart on these 2, paralysis null will appear here on Compa, and with 2 gained experience up will appear. And the same with that. Wouldn't mind Cat Thunder being on Aya for a bit of extra physical damage, because yeah, but anyways, that's partner setup. We'll be doing a lot more of that later, and I'm not completely sure in how they work right now. They do the characters do have any PD entries. Gentle looking natural girl. Despite her looks, she presides as Planeptune's CPU of a different dimension. So basically she is an alternate to Neptune. Not a surprise really. It's from a different dimension, of course, but they are technically representative of 2 different consoles from the same company. Pishi, a very energetic yet slightly loose upstairs girl. Young but surprisingly strong, that's saying the least. Despite her looks, she is a CPU, and when transformed she grows in various places. Way to be subtle, game. Anyways, now that they're there, we'll go to the shop and you'll notice a few things have changed. I did because we are now technically on chapter 2, new things have been opened up to us. One moment. Sorry about that. We've got the items that I created, or sort of made available. The healing pod, the healing pod, which increases allies' HP by 2,500. The netball, which is 30% of one ally's HP. We've now got access to the SP charger to buy. That's natural when you get to 25 to chapter 2. The parallaxin, which removes paralysis. Reflex, which is skill seal. Tough meal for virus. And we've got access to the life fragment, which I made available through the plans. Revives and restores 30% of 30% HP of a single ally. We don't have any new equipment available yet, at least on the weapons, but they will be released soon. On the other hand, armor wise we have them available. So I want I believe since I'm not going to be using PC and Plutia for a while, I'm not going to buy any armor for them just yet. So I want 1 armlet and 2 bracelets. Adornments, we now have access to a few more things. SP Buster, which increases SP threshold. The Flame Ring, which increases flame resistance. Chill Ring for chill resistance. Squall Ring for wind resistance. And EM Ring for thunder resistance. We also have a Life Ring, which increases health by 2,500. That's a ridiculous amount. But I want a Soul Ring, because I'm going to equip that onto Neptune. Or Soul Bracelet, sorry. I do want 2 more of those at some point, so I'll do that. And then we get into clothing. Yeah, we now have access to a lot of clothing, which is for mostly Neptune, Pishi and Plutia. The dresses there are for them, those 3. There are a few bands for the other 2, for Compa and IF, such as the intelligent eyeglasses, the sundry eyeglasses, so on and so forth, and a few things for Compa there, as you can see. I believe one of these I actually do want. 5 intelligence isn't much. Not the wizard's hat. Oh, I guess not. I feel that I do want one of these. Was it for okay, so yes, I do want one of these, because it's quite a bit of an increase in attack and strength for Neptune, the small heart pin. So I've basically used up a lot of my money now. So let's put some things on. So steel armlet. The soul bracelet, which increases my attack. And the smile heart pin. So her attack is now over 300. That's a very good thing to have. Steel bracelet. And you need a steel bracelet. You 2 are going to stick like that for the moment, and I believe we're done there. One other thing we've got here, not only do we have processors available for Neptune, but we also have blank processors available for Plutia and Pishi. Still not sure what the blank one's done. Maybe you can customize them later, I'm not certain. But also, in addition, we have Terra processors. These are basically Earth equipment for Earth processors, so they do quite a bit in the way of Earth defense and that sort of thing, but are weak to wind. Is that the case? No, they're strong. They're strong against lightning and weak against wind. Yeah, as you can see down the bottom. I do believe they are stronger than Neptune's current equipment. But to be honest, I don't have the money. Things are very, very expensive right now. So that's the new characters the new items that we can show in the that we've got in the shop. I am going to be showing off these two eventually when I do my grinding, so do not worry, you will be seeing them. You will be seeing their transformations. But to be honest, right now, don't really need to. Let's focus on the main three. And next time, we're going to go into Last Station and go to the Basilicum. See if we can find out if the CPU is available to talk to. Until then, have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun. Goodbye.